Hello, everybody. Welcome back to March's Planning Mess. I'm here with a new planner to show you. Don't worry, it's not for this year. So, in the process of trying to find some layouts for a friend that had just gotten a Hobonichi Techo A6 size, I was looking through Pinterest and found this planner that I'd never seen before, and I just had to figure it out. It had a slightly different layout, but vertical, which of course is important to me, so it piqued my interest. And as I looked for it and found it, it was like $5.47 or some crazy small amount of money. So I was like, well, goodness, it's worth it. I'm going to buy it. Now, when I purchased this, it's undated. So I am not going to start it this year. It will probably be something for next year. But according to the description that I was seeing, I thought it was Hobonichi Weeks size, which is what I'm currently using, a Hobonichi Weeks for my meal and fitness planner, and I'm using an Sterling Ink N2 vertical, which is also the same size. And so I was like, cool, another option in the size that I love so much. So I ordered it, and it came, and it was not a week size. It's actually a traveler's notebook size. Well, I was also kind of interested in that size. So I was like, well, you know what? Maybe that is a size that I will try next year. If not, I only spent, $6 plus shipping. So it really didn't feel too devastated that it was the wrong size. So I got it. I really liked it. And I've also been seeing some people doing now I can't talk. My brain is freezing. I've seen some videos of people putting their Hobonichi Weeks inside of a TN size cover and some hacks on how to do that. So I really was like, well, since I have this TN size planner and I could potentially put my Hobonichi Weeks in there, I think I need a cover. So that is what we have in front of us, is the cover and the planner. So let's open it up. And since I'm down here away from my normal videoing area, we're going to try and do this one-handed. So this, there we go. Doesn't work as well with one hand. So traditional TN covers do not have anything on the inside, no pockets or anything. So I did get this insert, which it's fabric, but it's super starched. It's crinkly, almost scratchy feeling, but it's got a thin pocket. I like the fact that it's super thin, and it's got some credit card slots, and it's got this pouch over here. So it's nice for carrying along little supplies. It also is nice for adding structure should you want to add something like your Hobonichi Weeks. So that was kind of the main reason why I got this, and also why I got this, which is like a folder. It's made out of cardboard, and it's got some, looks like you can put cards in these little paper slots here. It just came today, so I haven't really messed with it much. Anyway, so let's get into the planner. So this is a Kinbor planner. It is a weekly, and there are several different sizes and styles, and some of these really try to mimic Hobonichi's planners, like to be a dupe, but this particular one is its own layout. So let's get into it. So inside, this is kind of a heavier duty paper, and then you have a blank page with just their little logo. Kinbor comes from China. And then this page, I am like scratching my head about, because, they start every month as if it was starting Monday or Sunday, depending on how you like your weeks arranged. So when I get around to using this, I will cover this with something else, because that drives me nuts. They also give you 29 days for February, I guess, in case you're in a year that's got 29. So they give you 2 years worth of basically useless calendars, because I don't want my calendar to start on Thursday or Wednesday. That's silly. Anyway, whatever. It's undated, so I guess that's how they address that. So you get this kind of layout here. You just basically have a box for every month, and then a big open space. That's kind of cool. And then you go into this kind of yearly section. This is where I like to do habit tracking or like symptom tracking. So it's nice and big because they only did 2 per page. So this is a nice space, and this will most likely be my everyday carry next year unless I find something else exciting to use. So I would probably track like my health things in this section because I would want to share that with my doctor. So we got several of those pages, and then we get into the month. And of course, again, it's undated. So you just have these little rectangles. You've got a place where you can write like what the number of the week is, and then a little space at the bottom. Pretty standard layout. And they do put all the months together. Okay, let's get past the months. There's a lot of them. Okay, this is what a weekly spread looks like. And this is what made me like this, because instead of doing 4 columns, so you can get every day having its own column, they do 3 columns a page. So they do divide up your weekend. So that would be Saturday, and that would be Sunday down there. And I'm just going to get in close here so you can see what this is. So they've got a place for you to mark weather, to mark the date. Looks like you can mark, is that a toilet paper roll? That's crazy. I guess marking if you use the bathroom. Interesting. So on the side, you've got numbers, and they are corresponding to the hour of the day. So this would be like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So you only get one basically set of boxes for each one of those hours. But as soon as you get into the day here, so this would be 6 a.m. Then you've got 8 a.m. down here. So 7 a.m., you just have a cup. And then I don't know why they put the cups there instead of numbers. But I can figure out what that means. So, and then we've got lunch, and then we've got all of our after lunch things. And then when you go down here, you've got midnight. They do give you 2 spaces for all of those hours up to midnight. I guess because people tend to be, in general, more productive. If you're going to be productive in the night hours, it would be more the between like 9 p.m. and midnight than 1, 2, 3 in the morning. So they give you enough space there. And then down here is this nice big empty section. So what I really like about this is that I normally do in my vertical planning for my N2, I have, my day tracked out here. I have a media log at the bottom in like this section where the nighttime hours where I'm not scheduling anything. But then for my to-do lists, I have to put them in the back. And I have a really nice way of doing to-dos. I have another video if you're curious. So I don't feel the need to change that per se. But with this planner, you have all of these weekly spreads. And then at the end, you have, let's see, maybe 10, 20, no, probably 10 or 15 pages that are blank for you to put stuff in. So not as much as you get in a lot of other planners. You've got a place for a schedule. You've got, maybe this is addresses. This is annual target. I don't know what that means, but passwords maybe. Book list, movie list. That's kind of cool. Favorite pattern. The favor pattern. Oh, I guess keeping track of gifts. That's a big deal in Asian culture compared to here. Then there's this little thing that shows you like the different sizes of paper so you can understand like what all these numbers A5, B5, etc. mean. Bunch of stuff in Chinese that I don't understand. A world map. Bunch more stuff in Chinese that I don't understand. And then you get a centimeter ruler in the back and then some empty pages. So because there's no space in the back of this, the other thing I was going to say, and I think I skipped a page because I think there's a map. Yeah, here we go. There's a map of China, which is cool. Anyway, if you are like me and you use the back pages a lot for your to-do lists or something that, that you use often, this would not have enough space. This is not Sonoy River paper. This is just normal paper. So it's not big and bulky. I mean, let's see. It's pretty slim, but it's probably not nearly as many pages. This is maybe slimmer than a Hobonichi Weeks, or about the same size. The cover is flexible, but it is thicker than a Sterling ink if you're familiar with that brand. So it's kind of in between a Hobonichi Weeks hardcover and a Sterling ink cover. So it doesn't have as many pages because it's not Tomoe River, which is a thinner paper. So I think this could work for me because the bulk of the back pages I use for habit tracking and for to-do lists. And I may be able to get my habits to fit here or in the front, and get my to-dos to fit at the bottom. I don't know. Again, if it fails on me, I am totally okay with bailing on this and using something else. I didn't put a big money investment into it, but I did really want to try it and see what it was like, because I really like this. I mean, I could put something. Let's see, I use mine for to-do lists and for habit tracking. My habit trackers, I've got a huge section for that right now in my planner. It doesn't always get used that much. Maybe I could put moods here. I don't know. Anyway, I think this is an interesting planner. It's definitely, for what you spend on it, it's definitely worth it if you're looking for an expensive option for planning and you like vertical planning. In the States, you can find cheap planners everywhere. You go into TJ Maxx or Marshall's or Hobby Lobby, all those kind of stores, they've got cheap planners galore, bound ones, but they always have horizontal layout, and that does not work for me. So it's nice to have a cheap vertical layout that can work for people that don't want to spend $40 to $60 on a planner. And the other thing that I like is because this is a standard TN size, it's just slightly bigger than a Weeks, and I didn't bring I've got the cover for the Weeks here. So you can see it's just a wee bit bigger on the side and on the top than a Weeks would be. So it's very portable, and because it is a standard popular size, you don't have to spend a lot of money. I bought this, I think, for less than $30, and I don't have the things that came with it in here. It came with 3 books, 3 thin books. One's blank, one's lined, and one's grid. The grid is kind of big compared to like this nice little grid. But 3 books. It has a plastic thing like this that has card slots in it. And I feel like something else. Maybe like a pen loop or something. So you can get a lot for your money. You can get off brands. You can find cheap alternatives and have something that's really nice looking and functions really well for a fraction of the cost. So my other thought was, if I'm using this and I just still feel like I need more pages in the back, you just get one of those thin little traveler's notebooks and slide it in here. You can get the one that came with here. Like I said, the grid is kind of large. It's not my favorite, but if you ordered one, I know lots of companies have them out there. If you ordered one in the side, Sterling Ink has the thin ones, and I believe Paper Test Designs does as well for the TN size. You could get something else to have overflow, journaling, writing, that sort of thing. So I'm really impressed with how this is coming together, and getting this to work for my cheap little planner here. So just one more time, in case anyone was trying to remember, this is a Kinbor, and it is a weekly, Kinbor Weekly, and it is in the TN size, so an N1 size if you're a Sterling Ink person, traveler notebook standard size. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful for you. Anyone out there looking for a cheap alternative in a vertical layout, this is what I would recommend.